What's up guys, Ivan Carranza here, and today we're gonna talk about the Noble Amps DI box. I've had my Noble for about 3 years already, and I've never done a dedicated video on it so far. I've done a couple of comparisons between this and other DI boxes or preamps. There are many on my channel. Check it out below, but I've never done a dedicated video so far. And recently I've been getting some messages regarding the Noble because apparently the build time has skyrocketed, so there's a very long wait list or queue, and the price has also increased a little bit, which is most likely due to the pandemic and also supply chain shortages. So a lot of people are wondering if it's worth investing in the Noble, buying it, and also if it's worth it to wait that long. For this video, I've recorded 3 different samples. One is kind of like a funky groove, the other one is a blues song, and the other one is a rock track by my band Ashmakers, where I've recorded the signal with the Noble, and I'm splitting it and also going directly into my interface. So one signal goes into the Noble, one signal goes directly into the interface. And in case you're wondering, I am not using the instrument out to go into my interface. The signal is split before going into the Noble. For this, I do recommend that you listen to this with a good pair of mixing speakers or monitors, or that you use some high quality headphones as well, because otherwise it's kind of hard to pick up on nuances of the sound, because they are nuances. If you're expecting to hear like a massive drastic change, you're probably not gonna hear that. But in my opinion, I'm gonna talk about it later, there are benefits of getting the Noble. So let's check out the samples.
Channel all my anger and help me clear my mind.
Now, before we continue, you're going to hear the EQ section of the Noble and how the controls affect the sound. So let's check that out. Let me start by saying that originally, when I bought the Noble, I placed my order and my intention was to test it and see if I liked it or if I was convinced that it was worth keeping. And if I didn't like it, I was planning on selling it for pretty much the same price because a lot of people are looking for that and they don't want to wait the 3 months back then, so they would probably buy it immediately from the same price, so I wouldn't make a loss out of the product. So I had tested it before on a couple of friends' pedal boards, but never really spent that much time with it. And there's a video of me on my channel unboxing the Noble. And to me, and being completely honest, the first thing and one of the things that I like the most about it is how it feels to play through it. It just gives you a very nice pillowy response that really reacts to your playing. It's not stiff, it's slightly compressed because of the tubes, but it gives you a nice playing feel. And to me, that's one of the most amazing things of about using the Noble. Of course, the sound also gets some more depth. It sounds a bit wider, and it also sits better in the mix, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many people that I know that I really respect. And to demonstrate what the Noble actually does with your signal, because it has tubes, so tubes have this magical quality of enriching your sound and giving you harmonics and whatnot. But how does it look like? What is it doing to your sound spectrum? So I decided to run a sinus wave just straight on my DAW and then send that signal through the Noble to see how the frequency looks like if I take that through the tube. So here's how that looks like. And you can see that with the Noble, you get some harmonics out of that note that's created by the sinus wave. So that shows you that it is creating some more richness, because the more harmonics you hear, the sound sounds richer, it sounds more, you get this warm quality to the sound that just makes an instrument sit better with the mix. So whether it is worth it to invest the amount of money that it costs or not, that is something that's highly personal. There are other DIs that are great, of course. The RNDI that I have there by Neve, also amazing. There are other DI boxes that I know that are very famous and well known. The Ready, for example, or the Monique is also great. A lot of good stuff. It doesn't necessarily have to be a tube DI either. But here you're getting some extra features other than just a plain DI box that's tube driven. First of all, well, you get the tube DI. You also get the EQ section that you can use to change your sound a little bit. You get that really helpful high pass filter that you can use if the room is too boomy, or if you want to do the Tim LaFave trick of engaging it and boosting the bass all the way. And also get the power supply that it comes with, so you can power up some pedals. It's not isolated, but still it helps you to keep a minimal setup without having to rely on a power supply. And also you get the instrument out, so you have also the tube sound going somewhere else, for example, your amplifier. Now, one thing or one feature that I wish was different was that I hope it came with a instrument and microphone input, because right now it only is a high Z input, so an instrument input or a line input, but not an XLR input for a microphone, for example. So this is just, at the time being, pretty much just on guitar and bass DI. Of course, you can run a keyboard through it if you use a line output, but it is meant to be used with an instrument directly, a bass or guitar, for example. And one important thing to keep in mind as well is that even though this is a tube DI, it's not gonna distort. It's intended to remain completely clean. In my experience, using it these 3 years, recording a lot of things, and also using it live, is that sound engineers really like this. Every time I play live, the engineers comment on how solid and focused and thick the bass is. And to me, I also play better when I have this on, or I use it in my signal chain, because I enjoy playing more because I like the way it feels. Recently, I was testing some things. I was using RDIs and it felt like the signal was kind of cold, it was stiff and responsive. And as soon as I plugged into my Noble again, it was like, okay, I'm home again. Now, this should not come across as an ad for you to buy the Noble, because I really enjoy using it, and I think personally that it's an amazing piece of gear. But if you're just a hobby musician, if you're just playing for fun, and you're looking for a tube DI, just to have a tube DI, there are other options that are gonna get you close. We're talking here about a 5% improvement or 10% improvement, in the sound. And if you don't have any DIs and you want to get your first good DI, for example, you can get the 80% by investing in something else, like a Radial JDI, for example, or I don't know, a Neve RNDI, which is also an amazing DI, or a Ready is also cheaper. You can get, what else? Caveman DI, for example, is also good. Aguilar Tone Hammer is good. There are plenty of DIs that are really great tools. This is going to get you that last percentage to a great tone, but it is not, I would say, a must. If you're a pro bass player and really want to have great tools to do your job, I would highly recommend you to invest in one of them, because of what I said. Engineers really like how it sounds like. It's fun to play. The response is great. It just warms up the sound and makes the bass sit very nicely in a mix. It's compact, it's not that heavy. You can put it in a pedal board. It's solid. You can also change the tubes yourself, and it powers up some pedals. So there are many pros, but the price is also quite high, and the build time is also kind of long at the moment. So this is something that you have to really weigh in for yourself. For me, as a musician who plays, records, and does social media, and I want to have a great signal all the time, to me this is a no-brainer, really. I've been taking it together with my quad Cortex during this past summer on festivals, and I couldn't be happier. The sound is amazing, engineers like it, my band likes it, I like it, so to me it's a no-brainer. So I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and also don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay up to date with the content that's coming to the channel. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.